global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Bring new life to metal treasures with Kaiser Blasting and Coatings. From railings and fences to outdoor furniture and unique antiques, their expert team removes years of rust and weathering, then finishes each piece with a lasting powder coat. Trusted by industries across the region, now local homeowners and businesses can experience the same professional care. Visit KaiserBlasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Kaiser Blasting and Coatings.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio in the heart of Lincoln, America. Youth Football 101. Get a peek into the world of youth football in the state of Nebraska with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves 7-on-7 Youth Football. This is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That is right. Football season officially here. We kicked off the college world yesterday. We're kicking off Lincoln Youth Football on a Sunday. Next week, obviously, the Huskers on Thursday get rolling from Arrowhead in Kansas City. But we are here at the Lincoln Youth Football Fields. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Appreciate you guys joining us wherever you may be on your Sunday. It's a beautiful day for football. Last year, it was a little bit different. They had to, I was talking to Jim and Mike, obviously, earlier in the last couple of months. And they had to postpone the first week of the season in 2024. That is certainly not the case here in 2025. It is a beautiful 70-degree day here in Lincoln, in the capital city, and football is officially underway here in Lincoln, and we are ready to go. Nick Sainert joining you throughout the course of the next couple of weeks or so. I'll kind of give you guys the lowdown of how this is going to go, and we're going to be joined by a guest here in just a second. But as I give you kind of the lowdown, the way that this works, every Sunday we're going to come out here from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on The Ticket. I'll be joined by Jay Foreman at times. I'll be joined by Terrell Farley at other times. Maybe even former Husker assistants like Kenny Wilhite will stop on out every now and then. But basically what we want to do is just bring awareness, bring understanding, and more information to the general public about Lincoln Youth Football. And we do that a lot. Obviously, Youth Football 101 takes place on the station every Saturday in and around football season. And that's thanks to the guys like Jim Sandman and Mike Selvage and Tank Perry and the countless names that I'm not going to be able to rattle off here. By the way, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the entire show today. Once again, we will be out here until 3 p.m. talking all things just football. It's not all youth football, but also high school football. High school coaches will be around here as well. And that voice you hear in the background is Jim Sandman. Jim, we're here, man.
We're here. Finally going.
It's an exciting time. Walk us through, for those that don't know, obviously, walk us through what you do for Lincoln Youth Football, kind of your involvement, what's your role, not only in season where we are, but first out of season.
Okay. First of all, I am the athletic director for Allo Youth Football. We run out of the Southeast attendance areas for Southeast High School. Have done that now for almost 7 years. Started as when it was Leon's, then went to Allo. I'm also the president of Lincoln Youth Football, president of the board. So for everything from setup to the way stuff runs around here on Sundays to doing the day-to-day stuff for Allo, But off season, we added girls flag football this summer. We kept going with 7v7 this summer. So usually where we have some time off, we really didn't have any time off this year. It's a good thing. We love it. So, well,
kind of walk us through the emotions for you, because you've been doing this a long time, but it's grown sustainably, I mean, exponentially well these last couple of years, especially. Kind of just walk us through what a day one of the regular season means for you, kind of as you view this as we go through the entire day of just game after game after game.
No, man, with weather like this, you can't beat it, right?
Amen.
I mean, it was hotter than hot last year, so couldn't get through it even the first couple of weeks, but hopefully it stays like this every time. But, you know, it's more of just being able to see once we had that first kickoff out here this morning, it's nice just to see the football, you know, and, you know, as we're sitting here watching, you know, Union Bank play Neiman and Sons, right? This used to be a foregone conclusion as to where it was going. But if we're being honest, Neiman has really changed things around. I mean, this is going to be a game. It's going to be a slobber knocker. So it's a lot of fun to be able to sit out here on a beautiful day and watch football and just see all the faces we usually see.
Well, I think one thing that I will say, it's great for the players because you still have to worry about hydration and you have to worry about making sure that they're getting rest and all of that goes into it. But I'm sure who really enjoys it today are all the parents sitting in the lawn chairs on the sides, not sweating their behinds off.
Oh yeah. You know, it's funny. I had a young woman come up today that did summer ball with us, and she said, "Wow, I thought summer was crazy."
Yeah.
and I told her, I said, this isn't anything yet. Right then, one of the Husker staffers that does player development, he's out here taking pictures today because that's his side job.
Yeah.
He said, "Man, it's crazy out here." And I was like, "This is nothing," because that was during the first 2 games. I was like, we only have 2 fields out of the 4 running right now. So, but yeah, it's a good time. Everybody's getting along. Everybody's eating food. Everybody's enjoying the beauty that is football. So.
Hey, and I already enjoyed a cheeseburger earlier, and that's one of my favorite meals here at from the concession stands at Lincoln Youth Football. Okay, Jim. So I guess walk us through kind of the new stuff this year, because you mentioned the girls flag football. Obviously, you guys continued with 7-on-7. There's more teams added this year. Walk us through just some of the changes that people need to know about for 2025 and how you guys got better from where it was in 2024.
Well, the biggest thing that we've added this year is the Sandhills Global Junior Bolts, right? LIF for years have tried to figure out how we can go back to essentially making our teams feeder schools.
Yeah.
Right. But the question always was, what do we do with parochial kids? You know, the kids that go to Cathedral and Blessed Sacrament and North American Martyrs, all the Catholic schools here in town. Well, it just happened that Coach Kearney over at Pius decided that they wanted to start doing a development program. So they came to us and approached us and asked to join the league. As we were going through doing talks, it was no problem. I'd like to have you guys because that answers our question with LPS. At the same time, Stonebrook Exteriors, who we appreciate everything they've done for the league, they decided that it might be time for them to step back and take a break. So instead of having an odd number of teams with 9, we were able to stay with 8. Now, what that means is that 7 out of the 8 high schools have clubs at them, right?
Gotcha.
Lincoln High is the only one that doesn't. We're working to try and get Lincoln High going, right, in the next few years. Hopefully we can do that also. But right now we have a team that we were able to move our district lines, so we are exclusively for the attendance area of those high schools. Now, what that means with on the LPS side is those coaches don't have to worry about recruiting or anything like that. So they're able to come to practice. You know, we're able to start visiting a little more about what those coaches want from us as clubs and what we're developing for them. So, you know, it's an exciting time, right? Seeing this. I mean, I'm sure you like to see that gold and white out
100%.
there, you know, as a former Thunderbolt.
As 100%.
You know, but it's still what it does. It allows us to lock down more as to where we're going and what we're doing. Right?
That part,
with the goal. You know, and everybody always says, well, LPS has open districts. We do. However, now what we're able to do is those coaches are able to see what we are bringing. And hopefully able to keep those kids home, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was a part of Lincoln High School football back in the mid-'90s where we had closed districts. And Southeast played Lincoln High in the state championship. It was one of the better state championships. Oh, he's gone. Oh, almost. But it was one of the better state championships you'd seen out here. Class A, Seacrest, 17,000 people out there. It was nuts, you know. But that's what we do, right? We're building to try to not only make Lincoln football better, but try to make young men and women in the city better, right?
I think that's the next part of this conversation is what does people will hear feeder programs and other things like that. But my thing is, I'm wondering about, all right, so when people hear feeder, they think, okay, so does that mean that one school is automatically going to get favored over the other, right? And like the feeder schools are, I think you concern yourself, is that going to cause unfair playing down the road? Well, it's actually the opposite, number one.
Exactly.
Number two is that's how Lincoln as a whole improves high school football.
Definitely.
Like,
definitely.
and it starts here on Sundays.
Yep. Well, and for instance, up in Omaha, right?
Mhm.
They have some great programs up there. Those schools, those kids start playing for those schools in second grade and go all the way up through the high school ranks, right? We don't have middle school football here in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Right. This is the closest thing we have. So being able to still have our sponsors represent us,
Yeah.
right, and represent what we do, but still also be able to have the high school coaches here and around is a great thing, right? It's improving, like I said earlier, it's improving not only the football but the young men and women in this town. So
I guess what are some other things that people need to know about? Okay, so you guys introduced girls flag football this summer, right? Talk about the experience through that, the not hoops that you had to jump through, but everything that kind of went into that, why you felt like that was necessary, girls' involvement in youth football now. Kind of just walk us through the whole 9 yards there.
well, we still have quite a few. I mean, you can see we have quite a few female players out here right now playing tackle.
Exactly.
Right? But we've wanted to make sure that we included everybody. You know, we had the big push. We worked with the LPS CLCs this year, and it started just as let's go through and throw a camp together and see what we can do. Right. Then we kept working and kept seeing that there was a niche for it. There was a want for it. So where in Omaha they're playing flag football in the fall, they're doing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our players play club basketball and club volleyball.
Sure.
So we just decided to throw it in the summer. And, we had a pretty good turnout. We had 5 teams in middle school and 5 teams in high school. It went pretty well. Hopefully it just keeps growing. It's just one of those things that, it's when you see a need, you try and fill it. Right.
Yeah.
So, but it was good times. It was crazy. So
I guess that's part of it, to where as Lincoln tries, I don't want to say catches up to Omaha, but I guess we can be candid about it, catches up to Omaha as they close the gap, right? The ultimate goal eventually is so that way in November, when there's state championship games being played at Memorial Stadium, there's Lincoln flavor.
right.
There hasn't been in over a decade.
Correct.
And
Correct.
we always have the conversation about Nebraska football, and man, well, think about where they were a decade ago, or 14 years ago, or now almost 30 years ago. You're trying your best to get away and not have that happen to Lincoln high school football.
Right.
And so you guys have really narrowed and closed the gap there. There's still a lot of work to do,
Yes.
but when you kind of step back, we're going to talk about something else here in just a second, but when you kind of step back and you look at the last 5 years, and you and I do it a lot off the air, we talk about some of the intricate details, but when you look back at the last 5 to 6, 7 years and see, okay, there's been a lot of progress made.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it's because of what you guys do, but a lot of it, as you mentioned, is from high school coaches. We'll be honest with ourselves. There's a change in mentality in their willingness to be active and involved.
Sure.
On Sundays, come on out here and see the 8th grade teams and see the some of the players that will be part of their programs going forward for the next 4 years. There's been a lot of mentality shift in multiple areas for you guys, for coaches, for players, for parents, all across the board over the last 5 years.
Yeah, I think it's really changed. It has. It's become, and gosh, I hate saying this, but first things first, we appreciate all of our parent volunteers, right? There has been a lot of coaches that after they've coached their children through, they've stuck around, right? They've got better. We try and have our coaches trainings more and more all the time, and work with those high school coaches is helping. But I've always said if I'm the smartest one in the room, I need to leave the room. I heard that from DP years ago, right? This struck a chord with me. So I know that I can always learn, and a lot of these coaches, they're getting more and more to know that they don't know everything. We have coaches that have coached in this league forever that now they're starting to hop in and coach high school also, you know. So it's always growing, but the shift in the attitude you can see, you know, even since 2020, the involvement that we've got from the community is impressive, and it's changing more and more every year.
Well, and what I always appreciate in hearing, and I just had, I mean, you know, Coach Lauk from Lincoln Northwest is obviously heavily involved, but like I've been able to sit down with, there's been at least 3 this last, you know, week and a half, and to talk about their season. Naturally, organically, Lincoln Youth Football has come up in our conversations, and that's been with Brian Lauk at Lincoln Northwest, that's been with Grant Tranowitz at Lincoln Southwest, and it's also been with Ryan Gatula at Lincoln Southeast. And so those 3 coaches specifically, not I wouldn't say went out of their way, but through our conversations about where they want to take their high school programs and big picture conversations there, organically, Lincoln Youth Football has been brought up in our conversations away from the fields, away from the season, away from you guys.
Sure. Yeah. The involvement, I mean, we don't get better without them. They don't get better
100%.
without us. You know, we're working back and forth, and it's a chore sometimes, but it's also an honor to be able to run some of the things that we're doing and kind of represent. It's, you know, there's nothing better, Nick, than standing out at Seacrest on Friday night and knowing I've coached this kid, I've coached
100%.
that kid, you know, it's. And even now, you know, breaking into the college ranks, it's a lot of fun to be able to say that you worked with those kids and they've been out here the whole time.
Well, I think what's enjoyable for me, and I experienced it especially last year, to where you come out here every Sunday and you can kind of remember certain teams and remember certain players from those teams. And even for somebody like me that's not involved in the film reviews every week, and I'm not involved in the practices weekly, I'm not involved in the game plans or whatever it might be, but you remember pieces of it. Well, then when I get to see them play on Championship Sunday in the fall, it's like, man, just the growth from the outside eye. I can't imagine what it's like for some of these coaches that, like you said, are put in this place for a reason. I can't imagine some of the pride for you guys, for the other coaches, when they just get to see the development from week one of games to week 7 of the regular season through maybe a playoff week, and then obviously to Championship Sunday.
Sure. Yeah, it's you know, people ask all the time why we're out here doing this, you know, and that makes, for me personally, that makes every bit, every minute, every tiring night, it makes all of it worth it. So
I think it's really, really cool. And we got a couple minutes before we go to break here. We're speaking with Jim Sandman, Lincoln Youth Football, with us. Week 1 of Lincoln Youth Football is out here. It's a beautiful Sunday. I think this is an important time to also remind folks, you don't have to know somebody that's playing to come out here.
No, come down and celebrate football.
This is a really, really cool spectacle, because you have, okay, so Jim, I don't want to get this wrong. What is it, 4 games going on right now?
We have 5 games.
5 games going on right now.
Yeah, we have Rookie back in the corner.
That's right.
And D, C, B, and A.
Okay, so utilizing every single field here so far, and this will go until, I mean, every single Sunday. What time do games start? What time do games end?
Games begin this year at 10,
okay,
and then the last game kicks off on Sunday afternoons at 4:45. So we don't have games next week, but then we'll have games for the following 6 weeks of the regular season, then a week of playoffs, and then Championship Sunday on October 26th.
So that's where, I mean, once again, we will say this until we're blue in the face here. You don't have to know. There's a very good chance that you do know somebody, you know of someone, you know, a family, friend's kid, whatever it might be, that might be playing. But you don't have to know somebody to come on out here. Admission is $5 to get through the gates. It's very reasonable, very affordable. Get through the gates, bring your lawn chair, enjoy some concession stand items, watch some Lincoln Youth Football, and kind of gain a better understanding of, okay, yeah, I know there's a lot of people that will just casual football fans that go to high school games on Friday. Well, this is where those players come from. Sure. And as kind of interesting as that might be, and you might sit there and go, I don't want to watch middle school football. This is organized. This is like, this is not the prototypical stereotype of youth football or youth sports where it's unorganized, it's chaotic. No, this is organized football. They're playing it. They're running plays. They're having conversations. Guys are calling things out. This is high level football for these guys' age. So come on out and enjoy it. That's all you got to do.
Definitely, yeah. And weather, you can't ask for any better weather, right? Hopefully it stays this way all fall.
Let's talk about Johnson here.
You want to talk about Coop?
Let's talk about Cooper Johnson, the former Lincoln Southeast Knights, before we get to break here. Walk us through the story of Cooper Johnson. We've had him on the air before. He's been involved out here at Lincoln Youth Football on Sundays, Lincoln Southeast, then went to Iowa Western, and now playing for an SEC team.
Yeah. Played for me from 4th grade through 8th grade. An amazing young man. Besides that, he worked out here most of the time he was in high school.
Mhm.
He'd either work out here. He was one of our refs for summer ball. He worked field crew out here for years. Also, just a great young man. His dad, Matt, is actually in the back running the grill right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So got a call from Coop earlier this week, and he said, Coach, I need some advice. And I said, what? Well, come to find out that he was getting calls from Ole Miss. They wanted him to come play for him. They've had some injuries and needed some coverage and wanted to fill from the JUCO side. Found him. Took him a couple days to get it all figured out. But, yeah, I think I can share this. His dad literally just sent me a text that he couldn't believe, or he never thought he'd be eating steak at a training table on Saturday morning. So he sent us pictures this morning from the middle of the field. But, yeah, full rights golly to Ole Miss. Hopefully he'll be seeing some playing time next week against Georgia State, and it's an exciting time.
Well, and that's part of just the day and age of college football. We always talk about, oh man, all the negatives with NIL or how it's affecting maybe college football in the wrong way. For a guy like Cooper, the 105 roster limit or scholarship limit now is affecting him in a positive way.
Yes, sir.
because of the injuries at Ole Miss to that offensive lineman group. They were sitting there going, well, we got to fill it. Like we need to go out and grab somebody late edition, obviously. And Lane Kiffin and his staff go over to Council Bluffs into Reaver country, into Iowa Western, and pick Cooper Johnson out.
Yep. He's going to go down there and earn his spot and do good things. So we're excited for him. Proud of him.
So there you have it. A little bit of news, and it was somewhat surfacing on Twitter a little bit earlier this week. But obviously it's an exciting day, and as you mentioned, they open up with Georgia State next week. But Ole Miss, they come in, and there's now a former Lincoln Southeast Knight and one of Coach Jim Sandman's players working for the Rebels, and Lane Kiffin out there in Hotty Toddy land. So there you have it. All right, let's go ahead and head to break. When we come back, we'll dive into a little bit more of this. There's a lot going on. Like I said, we're going to talk plenty of Lincoln Youth football throughout the next 5-6 weeks as well. But then also on top of that all, there's a massive Husker volleyball match taking place in about an hour. That one's going to be broadcasted on ESPN. We got to break that down a little bit. I'll give you my thoughts kind of on Nebraska's first match against Pitt on Friday. That was a fun experience and fun atmosphere to be a part of. Husker football kicks off in, what are we now, 5 days away, give or take a few hours there from Arrowhead down in Kansas City. We have so much to get to. NFL preseason, Major League Baseball. We will break it all down. But also, Lincoln Youth Football kicking off their season today. Lincoln Youth Football Field's out here. It's by Sherman Baseball Field. What is the official address?
225 South Street.
There you go. I should know the official address. I traveled to the baseball field. I never came over here. I traveled to the baseball field all the time, but never came over here in high school, at least. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But no, we're excited. We can't thank Jim, Mike, Tank, the entire crew from Lincoln Youth Football for allowing us to be out here. We have a great time every single year. They make my life easy. You guys get this tent set up and everything for me. They make my life easy. But we will continue to break it all down, tell you a little bit more about it, some of the renovations that you guys have made to the stadium and to the fields. New grass this year.
Yep. Well, grass, new irrigation.
New irrigation, excuse me.
So the
which
grass
makes it look new.
Yep, made the grass look a little better, right? So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's that's the biggest thing. We're in the middle of working on a expansion, which we're going to be announcing here pretty soon.
Awesome.
So that's exciting. But yeah, it's look, it's, if we're being honest, if we're doing our job, we're bursting at the seams, and right now the park's bursting at the seams. But that's a great thing. Everybody's getting along. Everybody's celebrating football. So.
There you have it, as investing in our local youth athletes. So on the A field, which A is 8th graders, it is Union Bank and Neiman and Sons. Those two teams squaring off here.
Neiman's up. They just scored.
That's right. They are up by a touchdown, Union Bank, with the football there. That game also, that's where it's hard for us, I think, Jim, to not get distracted.
It is.
Because we're sitting here watching a football game in front of us, and we got to remember that we're live on radio. So there you have it. 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln Hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Nick Sandert with you from the Lincoln Youth Football Fields, was joined in that segment by Jim Sandman, the president, athletic director of Lincoln Youth Football as well. Athletic director of ALLO.
Correct.
President of Lincoln Youth Football there. We will step aside. Harrison Arns is back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. It's Youth Football 101, Lincoln Youth Football, here on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwissow.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Bring new life to metal treasures with Kaiser Blasting and Coatings. From railings and fences to outdoor furniture and unique antiques, their expert team removes years of rust and weathering, then finishes each piece with a lasting powder coat. Trusted by industries across the region, now local homeowners and businesses can experience the same professional care. Visit KaiserBlasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Kaiser Blasting and Coatings.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It's Youth Football 101, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert with you from the Lincoln Youth Football Fields. Week 1 of the regular season, it's here, it's underway, and we are watching a real good one between Union Bank and Neiman & Sons in front of us, as that is the 8th grade game going on in front of us on the A field. The B field is behind us, which is obviously 7th graders, and working your way down in levels B, C, D, and then rookie ball as well. But a really good conversation with Jim Sandman, the president of Lincoln Youth Football, as well as the athletic director for the Allo football team. Allo, obviously our friends at 93.7 The Ticket as well. And so we can't thank Jim enough for sitting down and hanging out with us for 30 minutes or so in the first segment there. By the way, if you missed any of this show, you can always go back on our podcast page on theticketfm.com or wherever you get your podcasts and check out the segments that you may have missed. So I kind of just want to break down real quick, and I can't thank Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios for pushing all the buttons and making sure we stay connected back there in downtown Lincoln, but kind of just walk you through what we're doing out here. Obviously, we can't thank Lincoln Youth Football enough for having us, allowing us to be out here for 2 hours every single Sunday. You heard Jim say last segment that next Sunday, since it is Labor Day weekend, there will not be any football games going on Sunday afternoon, and so that will be a week that we take off from being out here at least, and then we'll get back out here for the following Sundays, every single Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. And the way that the scheduling works, I was looking this up just so I could relay this to you guys. The way, as Jim kind of talked about it, for the 8th graders, for the A League, they're going to start every single Sunday. 11 a.m. is their first game. Games last an hour and 45 minutes long. And they play games at 11, 1, 2:45, and then 4:30 as well. There's a time limit, obviously, just because there's no time limit, I should say, but the quarters obviously allow them to stay somewhat on schedule. They're not always perfect, but it allows them to stay on schedule for the most part. And the teams that make up, and we can't thank the Lincoln Youth Football sponsors as well. A lot of them are notable names in and around the capital city of Lincoln. Obviously, we heard Allo is there. Union Bank we talked about. Neiman & Sons as well. Manzito, it has a league. Greens, Furnace, and Plumbing as well has a team. Elks, which is one of the more traditional Lincoln Youth Football sponsors here in the capital city. They have a team. And then the new kids on the block, it's actually going to be used as the feeder program for Pius X. And Jim kind of talked a little bit more in depth about that, to where It's the feeder for some of the parochial schools, and they had curiosities. Okay, how do we do that? How do we give every high school a fair opportunity to have a group of kids to choose from, if you will. So that is going to be the Sandhills Global Junior Bulls. So that is the new kids on the block. They're warming up to our left over here, getting ready to play. Sandhills Global, the A team, will start off their season at around 2:45, and they will face off against Elks. So new kids on the block versus the tradition sponsor of Elks. Those two schools will square off. Those two teams will square off here in just a little over an hour. Also, in a little under an hour, Husker Volleyball gets ready to face off against 6th-ranked Stanford. That one takes place at Pinnacle Bank Arena as they continue that AVCA First Serve Showcase. They're going to play some games, some matches in Sioux Falls, not the Huskers specifically, but as part of that AVCA First Serve, they're going to play some matches in Sioux Falls later this week. And so that'll be a cool little spectacle as well, where at the Pentagon, they will have them where Nebraska basketball has played a couple of games. That's where the volleyball will take place here in just a few days. But back to Lincoln Youth Football, you heard about some of the improvements that they've made. They invested into a brand new irrigation system here at the Lincoln Youth Football fields. It allows safer playing surface, better grass. It allows the grass to regrow quicker, obviously. So there's a lot of investment that Lincoln Youth Football, the organization, and the capital city of Lincoln as well, has done to put into this organization, and then also all of their athletes. And so it's a really cool thing. And let's not get it twisted either. There's been a lot of growth from the parents' side of things as well. Sometimes parents can get in the way. That we're seeing it. I was talking to Jim, talking to Mike throughout the last couple of weeks, and they've had very few issues the last couple of years just because parents are much more aware of, okay, how does this work? What's going on? The complete transparency from top to bottom has improved dramatically over the last couple of years for Lincoln Youth Football. And it's just provided a better environment for everybody, whether you have somebody playing, whether you have a son or daughter that's on the field playing, whether you're a coach, whether you're a parent, whether you're just a general spectator, frankly, like I am. The entire experience has just gotten much better for everybody here on South Street next to Sherman Baseball Field. And just the experience of a 70-degree Sunday afternoon watching Lincoln Youth Football and kind of seeing the next generation of Nebraska high school athletes is really, really cool. A lot of these guys and girls, multi-sport athletes, that's something that they are encouraging them to continue to do. Hey, once you're done with football, go to basketball. Once, obviously they have to start football a specific time, every single year, simply because a lot of kids' baseball schedules go until late June, maybe even sometimes July if you're playing in a national tournament. And so they really have to kind of squeeze it in. They're asking a lot, but that's also why it's important to have the right leaders in place, whether it's coaches, whether it's trainers, whatever it might be. It's important to have the right leaders in place to where they know how to deal with hydration, know how to deal with getting bodies ready to go for a grueling tackle football season, and practice schedules and having it organized and things like that. This is certainly not chaotic at all. This is organized, and it is an exciting time as we kick off the 2025 Lincoln Youth Football season. I can remind you, once again, Nick Sainert with you from Lincoln Youth Football Fields, 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln hotline. The Starter Hammond text line is open for you guys the entire time as well. And let's go ahead and bring in a special guest. And we have Coach Hunt from Lincoln Northwest High School. Coach, here we are. Are you getting used to that? It's first year, getting ready for your first year. Are you familiar with that title now?
It still feels a little odd when I hear it, just because I've always wanted it to happen, and
okay,
now that it is happening, it's definitely an odd feeling, but I've adjusted well over the last 6 months.
Well, for sure. And so I kind of want to talk about Lincoln Northwest, obviously, because that's where you're going to be at this year. Kind of walk us through the process of you mentioned it. You've always wanted it. Now you got it. And never satisfied, sure, right?
For sure.
But, kind of walk us through the process of how it all came to be.
So in basically our previous offensive coordinator in November, kind of heard some things about him maybe going back home.
Sure.
We were kind of waiting for the process, and kind of a couple months went by, and I'm just kind of waiting. And I was always kind of ready, so I was just preparing my notes, getting ready to go. January hits, and we find out, he's taking the job elsewhere.
Yeah.
And so now it's just a waiting game to see what's going to happen. And then 3 weeks goes by, and it was a long 3 weeks.
Yeah,
just kind of waiting
I'm
to
sure.
see what Coach Locke decides. And then it happens, and he's like, hey, we're going to make this official.
Mhm.
And then I was already ready. And so then it was, okay, how do we get things implemented? What's the process? And sometimes when you think about it happening, when it actually happens, you're like, oh, crap, now I got to
now it's go time.
And now it's go time. And so then it was full speed ahead, getting some things implemented, getting things on huddle, all those different things. And then once that happened, it was smooth sailing from there.
Okay, so kind of walk us through your history, because obviously, like, I'm familiar with Coach Lauk well, and I just had a great conversation with him about a week ago, and we'll have a couple of your guys' games on the station later this year and things like that. But it's certainly been a work in progress, right?
Absolutely.
Just building a new program
For sure.
And I've had a lot of really good conversations with Coach Lauk, but kind of walk us through and explain your history, because you're a younger dude, man. Here we are. Like, this is I always talk about it, and I kind of mention like changing the guard to where, all right, high school football, there's a lot of technology and there's a lot of resources that are available to coaches for the players. And you just got to get the right people in place that know how to use it, know how to operate it, and are willing to learn.
Absolutely. I think it started for me. So I graduated high school in 2019.
Okay.
So I'm 24 years old.
Hey,
I'm
me
24
too.
years
Hey,
old.
that's what I'm talking
There we
about.
go.
That's what I like to hear.
Hastings High grad, ride or die for the Tigers.
Okay.
So I graduated, and I was going to play football at Hastings College. I had to take a semester off, and so I started volunteer coaching at my alma mater. And then once I started, I couldn't really stop. It was I really enjoyed it. It kind of filled the void, all those different things. And then I volunteered for 2 years, and then my third year there, D-line job opened up. They offered it to me. I took it, and then I spent 2 additional seasons there.
Nice.
So 4 years total. Really enjoyed it, and in that process, he put me on the defensive side of the ball because he's like, you're going to learn more about offense coaching on defense, which made sense.
Yeah.
As far as the blocking schemes, things like that, why defenses do the things they do. So that was good. And then I was still in college. I was going to University of Nebraska at Kearney. And so I needed to find a closer school while I was finishing up my 5th year of college. Well, Minden High School, ironically, O-line, D-line job opened up, and I'm like, this is my chance to get on the opposite side of the ball, experience a new school. And so I took it, and that was by far one of the most fun years I had coaching because I learned so much more. I was involved in the game.
I was going to say
more.
why.
I think, one, it was a smaller town, and it was a smaller level, but I had a bigger role because I was really involved in the game planning offensively and defensively. And the head coach, Jeb Hatch, had been there for a while. They'd been a playoff team, very competitive, very physical football team. And it was a good experience because everyone there loved football. And I think that was new to me because I've been at places where not every kid loves football.
Which can be a misconception. I don't mean to interrupt the story. It can be a misconception because when you're in small town Nebraska, it's like, oh, everybody just plays football, right?
Exactly.
Everybody does everything, right? So there's this misconception of that.
Absolutely. And so that was a great experience. Okay, and this is what the work felt like.
Yeah.
We had 8-hour meetings on Sunday. You're watching film all day on Saturday, all those different things. So then that was good. I finished up college, and then, last year in the spring of 24, I'm kind of just sitting there like, okay, what's next?
Yeah,
what's going to happen? Student teaching at Hastings High, and I'm like, okay, just trying to figure it out. Interviewing at places, and then luckily enough, LPS offered me a teaching contract, and I'm emailing schools. I emailed Lauk, I emailed Southwest. I can't remember the other one. Emailing, and Coach Lauk kind of, was interested, and it kind of worked itself out where I got the teaching job there.
Sure.
And then I got the O-line job and D-line job at Northwest last season. And then we had some coaching changes midway through the year. I kind of take a bigger responsibility of kind of coordinating the run game.
Yeah.
And then end of the year, that's when everything had flipped, and I hadn't been more ready, but I was really excited.
It's a long journey, but it's a long journey when you kind of look back on it and you walk us through every single step. But I'm sure it hasn't felt long.
No,
I feel like especially last year, it probably was like, oh man, we kicked this thing into gear.
Like it was full speed ahead from there, and I think last year was such a learning period because I was at my third school.
Yeah,
a little bit different. Lincoln's big; it's a lot different. There's a lot more competition out there with schools. But the environment was great. The kids are great. I absolutely love Northwest. I didn't think I would be as – when I first got into coaching, it was to coach at the highest level. And I'm like, I love relationship with kids, but I want to do this at the highest level possible. I get to Northwest, and I love those kids.
Yeah.
I love the kids I teach. I love the kids I coach. The parents are great. It's a great facility. We have great facilities, great admin. All those different things make it a very homey environment. And the staff is all bought in on the kids the kids. We want them to be as successful as possible.
Okay, so we'll dive into like the details of the offense this year in just a second. But as somebody that is relatively new and fresh to Lincoln High School football, what are just kind of your general thoughts on it right now? Because if you talk to, Jim and I had a great conversation earlier. I've been around it obviously for a long time, where it's like, okay, there hasn't been a Class A school. Now that's not applicable to you guys, but there hasn't been a Class A school in the state title in over a decade. Omaha, it's all about Omaha. You hear about these guys, right? And Lincoln's doing a really good job of closing that gap.
Yep.
But for somebody that has a fresh and new perspective on it, kind of just give us your overall thoughts on the grand scheme of Lincoln youth football as a whole.
I definitely say there are people out there that are trying their best to bridge that gap.
Oh,
we
100%.
are behind.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but we are behind compared to Omaha.
Mhm.
However, I do see in places I've been, there are more people that are really involved in the youth, and that's what starts it. And I think that can make a huge difference. The unfortunate part is we can't see that change right away. It takes some time, but the work that guys like Tank, Jim, Price are putting in, Coach Lamont, that, it makes a long-term effect on the youth and makes it different. And so I think that's what is a huge part about being in Lincoln, and also the numbers. Like, Lincoln is huge. And if we can continue to build those numbers, it's only going to make Lincoln football better. I think it's hard to, with, all the high schools, the talent spread apart, but that also means there's more reps for kids to get, and that's going to benefit us long term.
Well, and I think it's, you started out with saying, hey, look, you know what? We are behind. That's such a massive part. Like, acknowledging that, hey, yeah, we got work to do. If we're going to sit here and act like everything's sunshine and rainbows, then we're going to be spinning around in circles and not go get anywhere.
Exactly. And I think too, I've had this conversation with Coach Lauk, and other coaches in Lincoln Northwest. And we have all these things that are kind of going against us, but I said that makes me want it even more for Lincoln Northwest. Why can't we do this? We had this conversation all spring with our kids. We pull them in the morning and have these culture talks of why can't we be successful? What's holding us back? And then what can we do about it? What can we control? Those things I think will help us in the long term. And that's my mentality, is we're going to work as hard as we can, because we're going to make it work regardless of the situation we have.
Let's talk about Lincoln Northwest, because the results haven't been there, and we're not. You can't. That's not anything you can hide from, right? So, but it doesn't mean that there hasn't been work. And when I talked to Coach Lauk a couple of days ago, I asked him. I was like, how do you keep your guys in line? How do you keep them with the, hey, this is part of it. Yeah. And he basically talked about how he's like, hey, look, the first group of kids, we got to set the standard. We got to set this. And it's a lot of cliche phrases, but there was a really good explanation that he gave. I kind of want to hear it from your mind, or from your mouth, of how do you guys keep guys bought in when you're trying to build it?
Right. I think the easy thing is they see, last year we had no wins. And oh my God, Northwest is this, Northwest is that.
Yeah, right.
That's not the case.
It's easy to draw conclusions.
Correct. And if you look from the outside, exactly, you look from the outside in, you're like, oh my God, they're terrible. And we hear it all the time from kids. Oh, you guys are this, you're that. The truth of the matter is, this is the hardest working staff I've been a part of. Mm-hmm. All, there's 14 of us on staff, volunteers and paid, all that stuff. We are all bought in on what we're doing. And I think the biggest thing for us is we have to control what we can control, but we have to continue to put work in and not get comfortable. And we had listened to Coach Tomlin from Gish, long-time head coach. And he said, a lot of times coaches say the kids need to do this, the kids need to do that. In reality, the coaches have to continue to rep and say and work on the things and keep building the culture. And eventually the kids will catch on, but it has to be led by us. We can't expect them to do it.
Yeah.
We have to continue to pour in them and give them the resources, and don't just talk about leadership, but show them how leadership is done, the different leadership styles, how those things come about, and then continue to build it and then workshop those things. Don't just expect them to get it, because they're 16, 15, 17, all those different things. They don't just know it. You got to show it and then continue to give them opportunities to build it.
One, and they might, how do I say this sensitively? They might get rubbed the wrong way right now, but we talked about it as former athletes. 5 years later, you'd be like, oh, okay, now it's all starting to make sense. Now I get why the coach was disciplined the way they did, or this is what, now I get why we did this the way we did. I hated running, so I didn't play football, but I was baseball, and I sat there and I was like, as a catcher, and I'm sitting there going, well, why do I got to run 4 miles or 4.5 miles? Why do I have to go through all this conditioning? And you sit there as a 16-year-old, dude, I don't need this. I don't need to do this. It's not easy. I don't want to do it.
Right.
But then now it's like you get almost a decade away, and you're like, I get it all. Like,
it makes
I
much
understand
more
it.
sense now.
And you appreciate it, and you're like, you know what? I kind of miss it.
I actually, when I got promoted, I called my head basketball coach, Coach Lance Creech. He's now the girls basketball coach at Hastings High. But I said, me and my roommate who also played at Hastings High, like, we appreciated everything he put us through.
Yeah.
And when I say put us through, he coached us hard.
Yeah.
He coached us how coaches really should. He didn't sugarcoat much. He, he kept saying, you have to essentially embrace the suck of certain things because it's going to help you. And he's like, the hard part about coaching is we put all this time in, and a lot of times parents think the wins is all that matters. Yes, we want to win, but the byproduct of good coaching is making sure we're creating good humans.
Yeah.
I told the seniors this year, I said, unfortunately, fellas, we may not see all the work we put in right now, but I said 10 years down the road, when you're giving me that phone call saying, hey, coach, I'm getting married, or hey, or you're a great father, like, that's what really matters to us.
100%.
We just don't see it till later.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of you got to embrace it now, and the fruits of the labor will then pay off 5 years down the road. I think it's really, really fascinating because if you build it the right way, and without using like the Field of Dreams, like build and they will come thing. If you take the time and you invest and you build it the right way, it's going to take longer, but it's going to be more sustainable.
Correct.
And I think that's perfectly describes you guys and Lincoln Northwest, because there's a lot of shortcuts that you can take in coaching, especially now with additions and bringing guys in and like open districts and things like that. There's a lot. And that's a thing that we talk about and when we discuss Nebraska football all the time and college football. And it trickles down a little bit to the high school level, but you guys have been very, very strong in these are our guys. We're gonna work through it with them, and then down the road it'll eventually work through. And I guess let me ask you this before we get to break, so that way we can leave you alone. Coach Laux here, I'm sure he's got to talk some things with you.
I'll talk
but no, I think. Kind of walk us through what your offense looks like. What are you wanting to do? What's the identity? Things like that for year one at Lincoln Northwest.
I think a lot of times you see coaches, they have a system, and this is the system the kids have to adapt. I'm a believer in you show me the kids and the system will fit itself. So terminology, how we call things, how we signal, all those different things, they're going to stay the same.
Yeah.
We're just going to make it look different depending on what we got. So like, this year we're very fortunate. We have, some solid receivers out there.
Yeah.
We have 2 decent tight ends. We have a guy who played O-line last year. That's actually going to be our fullback, H-back.
Nice. Yeah.
And then we have, a 220-pound running back. We have another speed start running back. Like, we have a lot of depth, a lot of positions that's going to fit what this kind of group needs, more of a spread-based offense.
Yeah.
That could look different next year.
And a returner at quarterback.
Who, started, I think, week 3 last year and got a lot of reps. So those are things like, we're going to want to spread you out. We're going to want to run the football at a high clip. That's the main thing. And then we're going to get the ball in space and let our kids work. We don't want them to, do extra work. Let them get the ball in space, let those kids work for us, and then live to play another down. I think last year we got really comfortable trying to take shots down the field all the time. I'm more of a take it as we get it. Let's get a 3rd and short. Let's run the ball, keep the sticks moving, and keep you on your toes.
I think it's really fascinating because parents will hear that and go, okay, that's something that I can. It's not so cut and dry. Like it's not so like this is what it is. This is what we're going to do. I mean, it is, but it also is flexible to
Absolutely.
Whoever is playing.
It has to fit the talent we have. Like next year, we may be thin at receiver. We may have more tight ends. Like we have to adjust what we do. And I'm also a big believer in let's make the kids have as much success as possible. I'm not going to make our fullback run deep routes down the field. That doesn't fit what he does.
Yeah.
He's an athletic, physical kid. Let's keep him and put him in a spot where he can be successful. Don't tell me what a kid can't do. Show me what he can do, and we'll make that work.
Let me ask you this before we get you out of here. Coach Hunt, offensive coordinator for Lincoln Northwest. What is priority number one when building an offense? What is it to where you say, all right, if we have this, then we have a chance to be successful? In the college game, it's quarterback. Like coaches got to get their quarterbacks right. What is it at the high school level?
I think the main thing is offensive line play. Okay. I think if you identify that and what the team did well last year, you identify what you can do up front, then you build out from there. Because if we can't protect for long, or we can't run gap scheme, we can't run zone, whatever we can do, we want to build around that because I think that helps. Sure. I think if you try to build from the outside in, you're going to struggle. Let's see what we can do in the core and then work out from there, and then we can adjust.
Man, I appreciate it.
I appreciate
Coach
the time.
Hunt, offensive coordinator for Lincoln Northwest. I'm sure we'll talk to you down the road as
absolutely.
well. You guys open up with Ralston.
Yes, sir.
Right?
At Ralston
At
this
Ralston.
Friday.
There it is.
7
this Friday.
p.m.
Can you believe that?
It's
We're here.
fast.
Here we go. Lincoln Northwest. They're going to be fun to watch this year. Make sure you stay tuned. Let's get to break. When we come back, hour number 2, our final hour of the broadcast here at Lincoln Youth Football continues. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor, and we want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Limitless Male says it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you the listener on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio in the heart of Lincoln, America. Youth Football 101. Get a peek into the world of youth football in the state of Nebraska with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves 7-on-7 Youth Football. This is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What is up? Welcome back. Lincoln Youth Football Fields, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Stainer with you as we continue to watch Neiman and Sons go up against Union Bank and Trust. The game to follow them will be Elks versus Sandhills Junior Bolts. And so there you have it. That'll be the next game of the day. It'll be the first game for the program of the Sandhills Junior Bolts program, to where they are going into their first year as a program. And I was talking to one of the coaches just actually in the last commercial break, and he said that there were a lot of guys that normally would play for this A team that unfortunately, I mean, understandably so, said, no, you know what, we're going to stay where we were, and we're going to play with the same teammates, the same coaches. And that is one thing I will always stress, is if you find yourself, especially in youth sports, if you find yourself or your child or your athlete finds a spot to where they get along really well with their teammates, they get along well with their coaches, you feel like they're being developed at an acceptable pace as well from their coaches, and if the parents all get along, grass isn't always greener on the other side. And I've heard a lot of stories, unfortunately, to where they think that families will think that it's a lot greener on the other side of the fence, and it actually is even worse. And so, sometimes it's okay, especially if you're in 5th, 6th, 7th grade, and whatever sport this is, baseball, basketball, football in this case, even if you're not winning games at the clip that everybody would love to, everybody wants to be undefeated, everybody wants to be the best team. Sometimes, though, at this point in their athletic careers, there are things that are a little bit more important than the scoreboard. And as we heard, I mean, cannot thank Coach Giovanni Hunt, the offensive coordinator now at Lincoln Northwest High School. Cannot thank him enough for sitting down with us, chopping it up, talking things over. Lincoln Northwest, I'm telling you, friends, they are such a fascinating case study, because this is, and Standing Bear is going through it as well, one of the other high schools in the capital city of Lincoln. And so I don't want to act like I'm only talking about Lincoln Northwest, but what Coach Brian Lauk, is he kind of patrols the sidelines here. He's wearing Lincoln Northwest gear, and these guys are real proud to be where they're at, to be coaching the program that they're at, to be the ones in charge of building a program. And I have so much respect for Coach Brian Lauk, his entire staff, now Coach Hunt, who I got to meet, obviously just today for the first time ahead of his first season as offensive coordinator. Just 24 years old, played at Hastings, as you kind of heard, started coaching at Hastings as well, and then coached for a year at Minden High School, then came over and was the offensive lineman and defensive lineman coach for Lincoln Northwest last year. Lincoln Northwest's offensive coordinator in the 2024 season ends up leaving and going back to his hometown to take a coaching job, and so that opened the door for Coach Giovanni Hunt to apply and then eventually get the offensive coordinator job for Lincoln Northwest. It's going to be a fun season. And he admitted it. He said, look, we didn't win games last year. They did not win a single game last year. They won just one game the year before. Lincoln Northwest, unfortunately, there's a lot of growing pains, understandably so. A lot of guys that are either new to football, one, or two, they come from other schools, other high schools, and did not get playing opportunities at those previous high schools. And so there's a lot of growth and a lot of learning that is taking place at Lincoln Northwest High School. And it sounds like, and it appears that not only is the staff continuously learning, getting better, which is such a big part of it. We all know this just as casual football fans. If you don't have a staff in place that is willing to learn, that's willing to go to camps, that's willing to watch film, that's willing to put in all of this time outside of just practices and in-season games, then it's going to be very, very difficult, almost impossible to really build a program. And so give credit to the entire Lincoln Northwest staff as they have tried to continuously build that program over there in Air Park around that area of Lincoln. Great facilities. Union Bank and Trust Stadium is such a nice field, such a nice complex for Lincoln High School football and for everything else that takes place out there. Lincoln Northwest has things heading in the right direction. And as you heard the offensive coordinator, Giovanni Hunt, say, the fruits of the labor might not be shown or might not be exploited here in 2025, but I also don't think that's not his way of saying that this year is going to be a failure, and because the guys that they have in place, not only on the field but also on the sidelines in the form of coaches, understand that, you know what, guess what, they're working towards bigger things. And that was one of the things that I talked to head coach Brian Lauk about a couple of days ago. Is I said, hey, how do you keep guys bought in? Like, everybody loves things when they're going well. Everybody wants to play. Everybody's okay with sitting on the bench when things are going well. But, in a game where, and unfortunately this has been a case for Lincoln Northwest, when you have a game where there's been over 3 turnovers and you're getting shut out, and, this guy thinks that he should be playing over this guy, and, real world issues and real world conversations and instances, it's how do you keep guys invested? How do you get them to show up on Monday for practice? And then how do you get them to come in on Saturday after getting beaten 45-0? How do you get them to come in on Saturday for film work? Like, sure, yeah, it's expected of them, and that's what they signed up for. But once again, it's easy in March to say, oh yeah, I won't have a problem getting in sips on Saturday after a loss. But then, guess what? When those losses start to string together, it becomes tougher and tougher to want and be willing to put in the work. And so, I think that's one thing that I will say that Coach Lauk has done a really nice job of, is being consistent year after year. This is the terminology that I'm going to be sharing with these guys. This is the standard, if you will, that we want to instill at Lincoln Northwest High School. And they're in Class B, and they might not have a winning season this year. But once again, there's something to be said about, it's okay if Lincoln Northwest doesn't have a plethora of wins, because once again, they're doing it the right way. As Neiman and Sons just took a touchdown to the house. That was over 50-yard run by the quarterback, kept it on an option keeper, faked it to the running back, and took it down the left-hand sideline for 6. And so Neiman and Sons continues to lead over Union Bank and Trust in the A field here just in front of us. But once again, so that wraps up our little side tangent about Lincoln Northwest High School. Can't thank Giovanni Hunt, the new offensive coordinator for the Falcons, for hanging out with me for 20, 25 minutes or so here in that last segment. If you missed any of that conversation, feel free to check it out on the podcast page or on our video streams. You can always go back, even though we are live currently. You can just go ahead and rewind and check out that conversation that I had with the offensive coordinator, Coach Giovanni Hunt. Just 24 years old, bright future ahead for him, and we're excited to see what Lincoln Northwest can do here in 2025 as they open up their season against Ralston on the road next Friday night. That's a good time to tell you also, hey, this is what our schedule for Lincoln High School football is tentatively going to be for on 93.7 The Ticket next Friday. So it's going to be a couple of busy days for us here on The Ticket. Obviously, Thursday we have all the Husker game festivities down in Kansas City. There will be stuff going on at Memorial Stadium that we're going to be a part of that we'll tell you about as the week progresses and we get closer there. But then Jake Sorensen and I will be in Kansas City. For that, we'll be hanging out with Blur Events, the Blur Tailgate down in Kansas City for the Husker football game 4 hours before the game. I saw a post on social media, Blur Events, only 400 tickets available. If you want a place to hang out for 4 hours before the Husker football game at Arrowhead Stadium, make sure you go online, blurevents.com, grab your tickets today. There's not very many left, and there's probably a pretty good chance that there will be none left by the time we get to Tuesday or even Wednesday this week. So the high school football schedule here on 93.7 The Ticket, this is what it's going to look like. We'll go week by week here. And starting next Friday, so the day after the Huskers open things up against Cincinnati on Friday night at Seacrest Field, Jay Foreman will join me for Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln North Star, year 3 of Grant Tranowitz, the Lincoln Southwest head coach. So it's Lincoln Southwest against Lincoln North Star. The following Friday, it's one of the oldest rivalries in the capital city. Lincoln Southwest against Ryan Gatula's squad of Lincoln Southeast. That one also taking place at Seacrest Field. That's going to be a great matchup for high school football this year. Then the following week, we get to see Lincoln Southeast again, this time from a team up in Omaha. Creighton Prep will come to Lincoln and face off against the Knights. The following week, Lincoln East, Lincoln Southwest. Kearney and Lincoln East, Bellevue West and Lincoln Southwest is on the schedule. Omaha North will come down to Lincoln and play the Silverhawks. We'll have that game on the ticket. And then the last, if you can believe it, the last high school football game of the regular season, Friday, October 24th, Lincoln Southeast versus Lincoln East. That game at Seacrest Field on that Friday night. And then we turn our attention to the playoffs in the final Friday of the month on Halloween. It is round 1 of the playoffs, all going towards the state championship games on Monday, November 24th, and Tuesday, November 25th. Those will be that's your schedule. But most importantly, I don't expect you to remember all that. We'll send out a graphic here this week, kind of showing you the entire schedule to see where your favorite school is and when they're going to be able to be heard on 93.7 The Ticket. But Jay and I will open up with Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln North Star. James Thompson obviously still continuing to improve that Lincoln North Star squad as well. And then Grant Tranowitz on the other side for the Silverhawks. That one kicks off 7 p.m. on Friday night at Seacrest Field, and that's all heard on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Let's put a pin in this right here. We will step aside, take a quick break. When we come back, we will dive into a little Husker conversation. Nebraska versus Stanford. It was supposed to start at 2:30 p.m. later today. However, it's not going to start on time because the match down at Pinnacle Bank Arena that was before them is going to run just a little bit long. And so what we will do is we'll kind of come back, talk about Friday night's match against the Pitt Panthers. Nebraska, number 1, was able to knock off number 3 Pitt on Friday night in front of a sold-out crowd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The environment was great. The AVCA First Serve event has gone off with what it feels like without a hitch so far. We'll dive into all of that, talk about Nebraska volleyball a little bit, as well as the Husker football squad. We only have about 40 minutes left in our broadcast here at Lincoln Youth Football. Remember, this week we're here to kick things off. Next week there are no games, and so we will not be out here because we'd be the only ones out here. We will not be out here next Sunday, but then after that, the following Sunday, it is smooth sailing weekly here, 1 to 3 p.m. at the Lincoln Youth Football Fields. Let's step aside, come back here in just a few minutes with a little Husker volleyball conversation right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
On every slice, for every bite. Golden Bay Crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Rollouts has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Rollouts will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Rollouts make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Rolloffs, cleanup made simple.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Bring new life to metal treasures with Kaiser Blasting and Coatings. From railings and fences to outdoor furniture and unique antiques, their expert team removes years of rust and weathering, then finishes each piece with a lasting powder coat. Trusted by industries across the region, now local homeowners and businesses can experience the same professional care. Visit KaiserBlasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Kaiser Blasting and Coatings.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in, Youth Football 101, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert with you from the Lincoln Youth Football Fields. The Nebraska-Stanford volleyball match will be in a delay to start. They will not get rolling at their expected time of 2:30 p.m. And the reason why, because Pitt and Florida are currently in set number 5 over at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Pitt won the first set 25-19. Florida took the second 25-15, while Pitt then took the third 25-14, and Florida took the fourth 26-24. In set number 5, it is Florida on top of third-ranked Pitt, 5-4. Obviously, they play the fifth set to just 15 points there down at Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's going to be a really, really fun afternoon of volleyball as well. Nebraska and Stanford, as I mentioned, that one gets rolling. I think if I remember correctly, it'll be like 27, and it's oddly specific, but it's like 27 minutes after the conclusion of the game before. And so approximately, we'll just say a half hour to be safe rather than sorry. I would imagine that this Nebraska and Stanford match will get rolling maybe around 3:15 or so, maybe 3:10, just a couple of minutes before then. They're on ESPN, so it's the 4-letter network there, which we had obviously great weekend for exposure for volleyball and for the capital city of Lincoln as well, to where you had the matchups that they had on Friday and then obviously Saturday. Those 2 days were broadcasted on Fox, where now you have today's matches broadcasted on the 4-letter network. And you talk about just the exposure for all of these programs, but then the sport of volleyball, it's continued to grow over the last couple of years with the Final Four and the national championship matches being as good as they have been. And for the most part here, you're going to continue that as we kick off the 2025 season of college volleyball, just because you have, as we mentioned, 5-4 in set number 5 in favor of the Florida Gators. Florida is ranked 15th or 16th in the country, and so there you have it there. As once again, Nebraska will play Stanford. That one kicks off around, that one will serve off around probably about 3:10, 3:15 or so. Do we have a special guest? All right, come on, sit on down. Oh, nice, awesome. Sit on down, my friend. Let's go ahead and bring in Tavion Thompson. And this is real interesting because I remember now, Tavion. Let's talk about it first off.
Yes, sir.
I remember your days at Lincoln Southeast. All right. Now here's the deal. I'm 24, so I'm not too much older than you. I don't think, right?
No, I'm 22 years old.
Okay, perfect. All right, perfect.
Right
so we're pretty close. Here we are. So here's the deal, man. You guys were real good with obviously you. Derek Branch was on that team. There were a couple of others.
We had the Applegates.
Yeah, the Applegates. Walk us through your high school career, man.
Man, it was fantastic, man. I'm just grateful for every learning experience, positive and negative, throughout high school. Those guys, Isaac Gifford, he was a big role model, even for high school. Also, he won the next level at the university. It was amazing. Just those guys being in the locker room, man. It was very contagious, man. Just the energy, the positivity. Just waking up every day, kind of looking up to those guys, and just wanted to put my head down and get to work.
All right, so kind of walk us through your process here, and your history, because you were at Southeast, you were at the university, now you're obviously doing what you're doing. Kind of just walk us through how it all went down to eventually be a part of the Husker team, and then now what you're up to.
Yeah, man. So the process. It was a day-to-day process, I got a preferred walk-on offer out of nowhere, to be honest.
Well, why do you say out of nowhere?
Because it was really just the one day I woke up, boom. I never really grew up a Husker fan.
Okay.
This and that. So it was it was random, bro. And it was honestly, I see it as a blessing now.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back at it, I'm like, well, I'm so lucky. No, I'm really blessed, bro. It was a blessing. So I'm super grateful. The journey is really what makes it so special, man.
Well, okay, so here's something that I'll say, and like we know about the history of Nebraska football, right, and the tradition of it. What does it mean now to you as somebody that's been through the program? Like, what has it been like? What is that? Does it have a different meaning to it you now?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it's in my blood now.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't like growing up. I wasn't really surrounded to. I didn't really go to any football games. Being a part of that, something that's so special.
Yeah.
Being able to get the bull ring. I mean, it changes somebody's life, man. And as a 22-year-old now, looking back at it, I'm like, man, I would have never ever seen myself in these shoes now. So
Why? So like that's I think something that's hard for maybe the older generation before us to understand, of like how we could be growing up in Lincoln or we could be around it and not be a fan.
Oh yeah.
I think it's hard for them to kind of like wrap their minds around it. And there's no it's not like an ill will thing. It's nothing like personal.
Mm-mm.
It's just that in this day and age of social media, we see all these flashy programs, we see all the uniforms, and like that stuff sells, right?
Oh, yeah.
And especially when you're 10 years old and you're looking for a team to cheer for, and you want to cheer for somebody that's good. You don't want to be a bandwagon, but you got to cheer for somebody that's good. And then you want to cheer for somebody that looks cool, right? and so like it's nothing personal towards Nebraska, but that's just the world we're in. And I think it's hard for people sometimes to understand that.
No doubt.
So I guess like kind of walk us through when you come back here to Lincoln Youth Football here.
Man,
what's going through your mind?
The atmosphere is crazy, man. I just
like, do you
so
remember
many
this?
memories. Yeah, oh yeah, man. I remember the parking. Okay,
Yep.
so I just got here right 5-10 minutes ago. The
Yeah.
parking is nuts.
Yep.
I forget. I should have brought a chair to sit
Yep.
down in. But no, man. So many memories, man. Just the coaches and the people who I remember taking a picture right here with Robert Burton.
Yep.
Man, it's amazing. So I'm just super blessed to be here, man.
How important is Lincoln Youth Football? Like, and that's such a surface level question, but so I guess I'll go a little bit deeper of like, how important is Lincoln Youth Football in shaping how guys play high school football and then eventually, hopefully, at the college level?
I think that this is so important because this is where people find, do they really want to play sports or do they want to quit?
Yeah.
This is really where they find themselves at and point. To be honest, I think we need another field, another facility like this, because Omaha is doing things like this too.
Yeah.
And we have to, I think it's compete. You know what I mean? We got to expand this. And it's a great cause because you can find so much within sports, outside of sports. You can grow a person from making them run and making them puke, and they go home. Yeah. They life change because they grown every single day and just keep taking step by step.
Biggest lesson that you had learned growing up before you got to Nebraska, what was it on the football field?
Before?
Yeah, before Nebraska. And then at Nebraska.
So before I would just, man, don't stress about being the best. Hey, go have fun. Be the best version of yourself. You know what I mean? Kind of just, it's competitive. Me and Jake Applegate used to go back and forth in the weight room. You know what I'm saying? He's moving weight. I'm trying to move weight right there with him. But it's really you versus you, man. And it's really finding yourself spiritually before that. And then after, I'd say going D1 in Nebraska, I'd say it's bigger than also I just said it's you versus you, but it's also bigger than just being selfish. Yeah. It's a team sport. You got to be you build skills like leadership, how to be a leader, how to be trustworthy, how to show up on time. There's those 6 a.m. workouts are no joke. You know what I mean?
Well,
so being accountable.
I mean, the other part of it, I would imagine, at the college level also, man, is like there's 15 other dudes that are willing to take your spot.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like at high school, there's this next level. It's like, all right, these are the
guys,
dudes.
They know the plays.
Yeah. Like these are the dudes, and not that they can slack off, but it's like these are the dudes that are going to contribute every Friday. On Saturday, you get in there, and it's a bunch of those dudes now in the locker room, right? So like, there's the margin for error is much slimmer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I find it interesting. There was something that I wanted to kind of bring up in terms of biggest piece of adversity that you went through. whether that's in college or high school or whatever it might have been, did you ever question?
I did.
What was going on?
So when I first got there, I was a freshman.
Yeah.
Scott Frost, he had the locker room separated.
Mm-hmm.
There was scholarship guys or whatever guys that he kind of wanted to be around.
Yeah.
And then there was a walk-on locker room.
Gotcha.
Which is you had to take this bridge and kind of go over there out the way. And it just felt very segregated. It felt very not segregated. Disconnected, right.
Yeah,
It didn't feel
for
like
sure.
a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't really feel part of it. After practice every day, we go to our locker room. We'd have fun, play music
Yeah.
and stuff, but that's to cover up the way we felt in some way. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
That's kind of how it was my freshman, halfway through sophomore year.
So then Matt Rule gets there.
Yep.
Kind of talk about the changes there.
It was amazing, man. It just felt like I had somebody I could talk to as a head coach. You know what I mean? Just he was always there for you. Felt like you could dap him up, be cool with it. You know what I mean? So it was a lot different, a lot better.
So now going into this year, like where are you at? Like obviously not playing.
No.
Right.
Yep.
But like, kind of what's first off the adjustment period of that of not playing football?
It's a lot different, man.
right? Like so, but they get rolling in 4 days, and you here's the thing, Tavon, you ain't there, man.
No, I wish I was, man.
as cold blooded as this is, it's
Yep.
like, hey, you aren't there, right? So like, kind of walk us through like this adjustment period through like not being a part of fall camp, and then obviously not being there. You know, like kind of walk us through it all.
Yeah. So my body. Let's talk about my body, man. It's hard, man. First of all, you don't get free breakfast, free lunch, free dinner. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a little harder at first. I'm getting the hang of it still. Yeah, but man, it's amazing what you can see on social media, the things that they display, but also being a part of it, so you can tell kind of what you can pick up weight parts and stuff.
Is it true? Like, is all the stuff that we see, is it 100% accurate?
It's 90.
There. Okay, cool.
In the 90s.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I can't. I'm not trying to get you to spill secrets,
Yeah,
so
no,
I
no.
gotta be careful there. But I think here's my thing, man. I kind of just obviously you know a lot of guys in the locker room.
Yep.
What should Husker fans know about this group of guys going into this year?
Man, if it's anything like last year, man, this is a great team, great chemistry. I know Dylan Raiola is going to have an amazing season. If it was his freshman year as a true freshman last year, I thought he was playing like a senior.
Yeah.
So I think this year is going to be absolutely amazing. They'll have so many opportunities, I think, to win games now.
Yeah.
And it won't be losing by 1 point, losing by 2 points. I think we'll kill some teams this year and really prove to these Nebraska fans that we're a changed team.
We'll find out Thursday.
Yeah, man.
There it is. Tavion Thompson, former
sir.
Husker.
Yes, sir.
There it is. Get used to that, I guess.
Thank you.
There it is. Tavion Thompson joining us. We'll step aside, come back in a few minutes. Lincoln Youth Football 101 continues next. Nick Sandert with you on 93.7 The Ticket.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor, and we want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Limitless Male says it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to SmokingGunJerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Can't thank former Husker Tavion Thompson, former Lincoln Southeast Knight Tavion Thompson, for hanging out with me for there a while. Last segment, if you missed any of that conversation, feel free to check it out on the podcast page. As we get ready to wrap things up here in the next 20 minutes or so. I apologize for the delay there. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line are both open for you guys the rest of the way here. Thanks to Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket Studios for pushing all the buttons, keeping us connected there. We do have a final over at Pinnacle Bank Arena. How about this? The Florida Gators, they go on and they win over number 3 Pitt in 5 sets at Pinnacle Bank Arena. They win it 3-2. Florida moving on from head coach legend Mary Wise. You look at this field of teams at the AVCA First Serve, and obviously Nebraska moving on from a legend in their own right of John Cook, and you have Florida moving on from Mary Wise, and Creighton moving on from Kirsten Bernthal Booth as well. And so there's just a lot of the guards, if you will, in the tournament this weekend. But for the AVCA First Serve. But once again, Florida defeats Pittsburgh 3-2 here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. And so now in about 30 minutes or so, Nebraska and Stanford will get things rolling. That one on ESPN shortly after 3 p.m. After Florida wins in 5 sets. Nebraska, the number one team in the country, versus the 6th team in the land, the Stanford Cardinal. Hopefully, Stanford, they, as an athletic department, might be reeling a little bit after they had to deal with the Hawaii Warriors yesterday on the football field. Hawaii with a last-second field goal. What a cool story! Also, if you have not heard it, Hawaii's field goal kicker was just wanting to play college football, and it seems like a fitting story now that we're out here at Lincoln Youth Football on a Sunday. But their field goal kicker wanted to try college football. Hawaii was holding tryouts, and the field goal kicker learned how to kick by watching YouTube videos. That is how he learned how to kick field goals. And in his first college football game last night against Stanford at home, Hawaii kicks a last-second field goal, and that is all she wrote, to where Hawaii ends up becoming 1-0, Stanford 0-1. Stanford, remember, a lot of changes these last couple of years for the Cardinal, not only conference-wise, big picture, but also now within their team personnel. Obviously, Coach Shaw is no longer the head coach there. It is now the former Indianapolis Colts head coach, Frank Reich, is the head coach at Stanford, and the general manager is Andrew Luck, the former Stanford quarterback himself. And maybe, who knows, maybe if they can get Christian McCaffrey to eventually come back and be involved there, it's like the Stanford Cardinal of 2015 or whatever year that was, that Christian McCaffrey ran wild for the Cardinal in the Pac-12 conference. So I think, once again, we're out here at Lincoln Youth Football. It's been a great 2 hours. It's been a fast-moving 2 hours. Have had great conversations with the president of Lincoln Youth Football, Jim Sandman. He joined us in the first segment there. In the second segment, we were joined by Giovanni Hunt, the new offensive coordinator for Lincoln Northwest High School. Then in that last segment, we had Tavion Thompson, former Husker wide receiver and former Lincoln Southeast wide receiver, join us on the show. And for these last 15 minutes or so, we're just going to kind of ride off into the sunset. Just a reminder, no, we will not be out here again next Sunday, but we will be all the Sundays to follow that, because we just got to tell you and let you know what's going on here at the Lincoln Youth Football Field. It's a beautiful day. Temperatures are in the 70s. It is an absolutely beautiful day for football and to kick off the season. So just a reminder, as the way that Lincoln Youth Football works, there's 7 weeks of regular season action, and then on top of it was then it goes to 1 week of playoffs, and then after that it is a championship Sunday. And I've been fortunate enough to be the PA guy for their games over there at Seacrest Field for Championship Sunday the last 2 years. Excited to do it again here for the third consecutive year. It's always a great time. We start with games at 9 a.m. We finish up with games about 6 p.m. It's a fun afternoon, fun day of championship football, but that is so far away. We're not even worried about that right now, as Lincoln Youth Football Fields are primed and ready to go. We're about to see one of the more traditional sponsors, the Elks team, go up against the new kids on the block, the Junior Bolts, the Pius X feeder team. They're about to do battle in their first game ever as a program. And so it's a real interesting there. How about Neiman & Sons knocked off Union Bank and Trust earlier? And so for Lincoln Northwest and that high school, got to be happy about Neiman & Sons' performance there just last game here on the A field. And so the way that it all works, there's games going on the A field, which is 8th graders. It trickles on down in terms of grade level. A is 8th graders, B 7th graders, C, D, and then also rookie football. So there are 5 games going on right now here at the Lincoln Youth Football Fields, and the parking lots are full, as you heard our guy Tavion Thompson say last segment. It is a fun and exciting day of kicking off Lincoln Youth Football action here, and we can't thank Lincoln Youth Football enough for having us out here and being a part of it. So if you are interested, I will say this. Now, obviously, registration is closed for this upcoming season, but if you have somebody that you might know that, oh, you know what, they might be wanting to join, they might be wanting to play next year, guess what? You can register at the start of 2026. So February of 2026 is when registration for the next year opens. So set your calendar, set your dates, set your alarms, and get ready to sign up because, man, this thing is booming. And this is providing a great opportunity for a lot of these kids to then get ready for high school and for the high school level. And so we are excited. We're excited to be a part of it. And we are thankful that you guys are willing to be on the ride with us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Let's take one final timeout. We'll have a very short segment when we come back. And we'll wrap up coverage from Lincoln Youth Football's fields and week 1 of the season here on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden Bay crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. We got time for a quick segment here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sander with you as we get ready to close things out from our first week of Lincoln Youth Football coverage. We will not be here next weekend with Labor Day weekend going on, and they are not playing games that weekend, but we will be here every weekend to follow that leading up to the playoffs and then ultimately Championship Sunday later on in the fall. But it's been a great couple of hours. Can't thank once again all of our guests, Jim Sandman, offensive coordinator for the Lincoln Northwest Falcons, Giovanni Hunt. Coach Hunt sat down for a little bit as well, and then Tavion Thompson there in the last segment, or 2 segments ago now, broke things down and talked about his football journey through Lincoln Southeast, through Lincoln Youth Football, I should say, through Lincoln Southeast High School, and then ultimately for the Husker football program. And so some interesting things there from the former wide receiver Tavion Thompson. Right now we have obviously Elks and then the junior Bolts going on. Bolts are playing their first game in program history. Elks on the other side, one of the more well-known and traditional Lincoln Youth Football sponsors there. And so we'll see kind of what happens there here in just a few moments. The Elks had a long touchdown run that was called back due to a holding penalty just a few moments ago. And so some unfortunate events there for the Elks football team over here on the A field, the 8th graders playing some football. But there's been a lot of high school football coaches that have been out and about, walking around and surveying the land here at the Lincoln Youth Football fields. We saw a lot of Lincoln flavor, but then also a couple of coaches from the Metro. And so that tells you that they're doing some things right and the correct way down here at Lincoln Youth Football fields, and it should excite just the casual and general college or high school football fans because things are trending in the right direction. Remember, Nebraska volleyball will start things off in just about 15 minutes or so. I haven't seen an official start time for them, but Florida and Pitt just concluded about 10 minutes ago or so. And so you'd imagine about a half an hour after the conclusion of that game will be when Nebraska is able to face off against 6th-ranked Stanford, the Cardinal there. Obviously a matchup from the Final Four a few years ago where the whole whiteboard debacle happened there. Stanford's traveled to Lincoln many times to play the Huskers. Nebraska has beaten Stanford on the road in Palo Alto as well. And so it's been a fun couple of games, a couple of matches between the Cardinal and the Huskers on the TerraFlex volleyball courts the last few years. So it should be some exciting things there down the road. I want to thank Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios for pushing all the buttons, making sure we all stay connected. Can't thank once again everybody from Lincoln Youth Football, Mike, Jim, Tank, the entire crew there. Can't thank our guests, Coach Hunt, Coach Lauk, Tavion Thompson as well for their willingness to sit down and engage in some good conversations there. If you missed any of the program, you can check it out on the podcast page, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. That'll do it for our broadcast here, Lincoln Youth Football 101. There it is. There's your 2 hours. We'll be back in 2 weeks here at the Lincoln Youth Football fields. This show brought to you by our friends at Edwards Stone. We'll step aside, come back. Bill's Thrills on from 3 to 4, and the rest of your Sunday programming right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't go anywhere.